Good morning, children. Today we are going to study the second poem of your English book, Beehive. The name of the poem is Wind. It is composed by Subramania Bharati. Now let us know something about the poets. Chinnaswamy Subramania Bharati was born in 1882 and died in 1921. He was a great Tamil poet famous for his patriotism in the pre-independence era. Wind was written originally in Tamil by Subramania Bharati. A.K. Ramanujan was an Indian poet and scholar of Indian literature who wrote in both English and Kannada, well known for his translation of classical and modern poetry. The English version of this poem was translated by him. Before we start analyzing the poem, let me give you the introduction to the poem. The poem Wind is an example of modern poetry written in free verse with unequal and unrhyming lines. The poem describes the power of the wind on nature and human life. The wind is seen by the poet as a symbol of adversities in life. The poet speaks about the positive and negative qualities of the wind. There are three facets of wind presented in the poem: a naughty child, a raging destructive youth, and a very helpful friend. Dear students, let us understand the poem stanza-wise. Wind, come softly, don't break the shutters of the windows, don't scatter the papers, don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. The poem opens with the poet's request to the wind. He wants the wind to blow gently so that the shutters of the windows are not broken and the papers are not blown away. He also urges the wind not to throw the books around. Even though the poet requested the wind, but just like a naughty child doesn't listen to anyone, so did the wind too. Thus the poet in a stern voice asks the wind to look what it has done. It has thrown down all the books from the shelf and torn the pages. It brought the clouds to make it rain again. Let us see the second stanza. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Wind, being a powerful force, breaks things easily. The poet says the wind makes fun of the weaklings. Here weaklings means weak bodies or the persons. The wind can break down doors, rafters, or entire wooden houses altogether. The poet further adds that the wind can tear down weak bodies and fragile hearts. The poet compares the situation with winnowing process and indicates that weak persons lose courage on facing the adversities or challenges. Moreover, when there is a strong wind, all the things that are weak fall and get crushed. In this stanza, the poet describes the havoc created by the wind just like a raging destructive youth. Let's proceed to the third stanza. He won't do what you tell him. So, come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. Here the explanation goes. The poet says that the wind doesn't listen to anyone and its actions are governed by its alone. We have to build our homes on a strong foundation and ensure that the doors cannot be easily knocked down by the wind. The poet says that problems are beyond our control, so we need to stay strong and prepare ourselves to accept the challenges and adversities. By doing so, the challenges won't be able to discourage us and affect our lives. In this stanza, the poet asks us to befriend the wind to overcome the challenges easily. Let us see what the poet wants to convey in the concluding stanza. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. In this stanza, the poet says the wind has both bad and good effects. It blows out the fire with weak force, but if the fire burns strongly, the wind makes it more fierce. Thus, the wind can nurture that which is already strong. The poet gives us the message that if we surrender to adversities, then it will break us down. However, when we muster courage to face the challenges, it helps us to become a better and stronger person. Thus, challenges act as a friend. Children, let us understand the poetic devices used in the poem. The first is personification. You tore the pages of the book. Here, you is addressed to the wind, personified as a human. The second is metaphor. The wind god winnows. Winnows is a metaphor. Here, a comparison is made between wheat and people. Just like we winnow the wheat to separate the grain from chaff, the wind god separates strong from weak. The third is anaphora. Here, don't is used repeatedly in the beginning of consecutive lines, showing the poet's strong appeal to the wind not to do certain things. Finally, alliteration. Repetition of consonant sound in close connection. Wind, winnows, won't, what. You can hear the w consonant sound. Let us know the central idea of the poem. The poet Subramania Bharati, through this poem, wants to encourage people towards the brighter side of hardships and obstacles in life. Wind, which looks fierce and destructive, but helps strong fire to flourish, as portrayed in the poem, similarly, challenges, though look scary, actually help us grow in our lives and is a well-wisher just like a friend. So children, I hope you have understood the poem well. The message we get from this poem is, change adversities into opportunities. Stay positive, stay healthy. Thank you.